my name is Amber. Welcome back to my channel, Books and Beaches. So, two things that it's been forever. It's been forever since I've actually filmed directly in front of my bookshelves because it requires me to sit on the floor, and I realized I'm getting a little old. And two, it has been forever since I have done a book haul. I actually looked back in the videos on my channel and I haven't done a book haul since July. So this one is long overdue, although I have to say the pile isn't like too crazy. I'm really trying to focus on reading the books on my shelves, which yes, I know I keep talking about, but I figured it's about time before the end of the year here to just haul the rest of these books, show you what I brought in, well, since July, and go from there. So I love seeing what everybody else is bringing into their library, and so now this is my opportunity to show you. So, and like I said, these have been collecting since July. I went back on my list. So yeah, it's been several months, but I really have been doing better when it comes to books. And some of these are Goodreads giveaways, which is, I guess, just how I'm justifying it to myself. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump in. So these are really in like no particular order because some of them were tucked away, some of them were stacked on the floor here. So like I said, in no particular order. First of which, I think this is the most recent one I picked up, and this is Counting Miracles by Nicholas Sparks. I have a love-hate relationship with Nicholas Sparks. Loved him when I was younger. Now, some of his more recent ones are hit or miss for me. I have not read this one yet, but I am super curious about it. This came out, I want to say back in September. I waited. It finally went on sale for part of the Black Friday stuff, and so then it was half off, so I was pretty excited about that. So this is his most recent. Like I said, I have his whole collection, but this one, it says it's going to be about wondering if we can change or even make peace with the path that we've taken. So yeah, I'm not going to read too much into it. I know I talked about it in one of my new release videos way back when, in the fall of this year, but there's that one. I picked up this Kristen Harmel book, The Paris Daughter. My lights are going to wash this out a little bit. Gosh, I don't even know when I picked this up. I think this was a clearance find. I have really good luck lately with the clearance section at my half-price books. And I shouldn't say lately because I probably picked this up like months ago. But where they are putting a lot of really popular books in like the $3 section, because I think they just have so many that they need to put, you know, books somewhere. I actually remember I got my dad a brand new John Grisham book that had basically just come out like the month before for $3. So this one is going to be set in Paris in 1939. I want to say this is, yep, World War II related, and it's a tale of resilience, motherhood, and love. So I have liked what I have read by her before, and so for like a $3 find, I couldn't complain. This one, I wanted to say this was a book of the month pick, but I don't think it was now that I think about it. This was Sherry Lapina's most recent one. This is What Have You Done? I have not read this one yet. I finally just caught up and read the one about lying. Title's gonna escape me, but finally picked this one up too, so I will be reading this one soon. I had kind of traded Sherry Lapina's with my mom, so I read one, she read this one, and then we switched. She got them both read. I haven't read this one yet. So I do need to pick this one up, but I know this is her most recent. And I believe we're set in Vermont this time. And teenagers get their kicks telling ghost stories in the graveyard. So yeah, who knows? But I love Sherry Lapina. Always quick, easy, like bingeable reads. So there's that. One I picked up, once again, this was also a clearance find, and I was very happy. This was Somebody's Daughter, and this is by Ashley C. Ford. This was our November book club pick for my in-person book club. It was a memoir. It was okay. And I think most of our book club felt that way. We basically get the story of our main character who grew up without her dad. Her dad was in prison basically the whole time she's growing up, and so you're getting her life story and like what her life was like, you know, growing up without her dad there. So yeah, not too bad, but that one more than likely will end up on my Pango or in a free little library somewhere. One thick chunker that I am currently working my way through with a group of my friends being most of the BookTube besties, and then Jen from the Bookish Blonde. We are tackling All the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whitaker. This was our, buddy read, there we go, for November. She's a chunker, and I am only about halfway through right now. But I love the way we're doing it because we're all kind of reading at our own pace and then just updating each other as we can. And it just works out really well because we're not like in a rush to finish it by a certain amount of time. This book took me a little bit to get into. The writing is very, I think Jen described it as lyrical, and I would definitely agree. So the first section, we're reading it kind of section by section, and the first section took me a little bit to get into, but then once I got into more of the chunk of the book, I've been enjoying it. We have a couple different main characters, a couple different timelines. So we have a boy, Patch, who ends up getting taken, and you're getting glimpses into, the time that he was taken and then what happens to him once he comes back, as well as a good friend of his and Saint. Sorry, I wanted to say Scarlet, but it's Saint. And the reason why I was saying Scarlet is because we were kind of comparing it to How to Kill a Mockingbird. So I am enjoying this one, but I'm glad we're taking it slow. So there's that. One that I shamelessly have not picked up yet, and I don't know why, because I think I have the audiobook of this one too, from Libro, and that is TJ Klune's Somewhere Beyond the Sea, and this is the well-awaited sequel to The House in the Cerulean Sea, which I absolutely love. So I do not know why I'm putting this one off. I just need to pick it up. I got the really fun colored, hardcover version of it. I would love to get the matching hardcover of The House in the Cerulean Sea because I think instead of yellow, the end pages here are blue. I just have the normal paperback copies. So, but trades must be made. I just realized I can't put things back on my shelves without looking. So there's that one. I've been meaning to pick it up, but I just haven't yet, and I don't know why. I have no excuse. Maybe because there's just so many books. But hence the fact I asked a lot of you for some input on prompts that I should put, in a jar or something. And thank you for all of that because they've been so great. I cannot wait to get that project started. So there's that. This was my book of the month choice for October of 2024, like so many others, and this was Frida McFadden's The Boyfriend. I think this is actually the first Frida McFadden book that I own a physical copy of. I have read most of them on Kindle Unlimited, and so it almost felt weird to get this because I'm like, I don't own any of her other books. I actually just had someone ask me if they could borrow one, and I was like, this is the only one I have, and I haven't read it yet. So, but these usually go pretty fast, just like with Sherry Lupina. They're, binge-worthy, quick thrillers. So, I haven't read too much into this one, but it says, is he the man of your dreams or your worst nightmare? So, I love me some Frida. All right, after that, one that I had to pick up because I love this YA author so much, and that is Karen M. McManus, and this is Such Charming Liars. This was her newest book. I forget what month it came out this year, but definitely excited to pick this one up. I think I'm going to have lots of plans for winter break coming up here because there are so many good books in this pile that I want to pick up. But yep, this is just her newest YA release, and I am not sure where we're going to go with this one, but I just know they're bingeable YAs for me. So, like I said, I did win a couple books off of NetGalley giveaways. I've been really lucky lately, and I don't know why. I know it has like nothing to do with my online affiliations of like things I do on YouTube, but I tend to enter giveaways like crazy. I will go through the giveaway page and just like enter anything that sounds interesting, especially too because I will, like, even if I win one that I already have, or if it's not necessarily an author that I like to read, like, I know people that I can gift those books to then. And so, like, I've gifted a book to my dad, I've taken some to my book club, etc. So I entered and won this one, and this is The Rival by Emma Lord. I believe this is coming out at the beginning of 2025, so this was an arc, which is really cool. And this is a perfect opportunity then to, like, once I'm done reading it, I can either put it in a free little library or, you know, give it out to someone else. So I love that. And this one says it is going to be a flirty and fun coming of age story of rivals to lovers. And so, yeah, it just caught my eye. I am slowly making my way back into, you know, my romance era. So, and then this one, oh my gosh, when I got this one, the cover is gorgeous because it's got this like very metallic reflectiveness to it. And this is The Story She Left Behind, and this is by Patty, Callahan Henry. And so, yeah, cover totally caught me when I was entering this one. And I believe this is also an ARC. And so this is a historical novel filled with mothers and daughters and gorgeous wish-you-were-there settings with a fascinating mystery at the heart of it all. So I think we're going to be set in the 1920s in South Carolina on the coast. Love that. And then we are also going to be set in the 1950s. So, and actually it says it's going to span 3 generations of women tied together through long-held secrets. So yeah, love that and I love the cover. So, all right, still a few more here. These next couple were all different book of the month choices that I had. This I must have been October because I'm almost positive I skipped November. Book of the month has been very, very hit or miss with me lately. But this was Matt Haig's book, and this is The Life Impossible. I loved The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I've got it somewhere back here. And so I knew I wanted to try something else by him. And so added that onto my box. And I believe this one, oh yeah, I talked about this one in my new releases. So I believe it's a teacher who inherits a house on a Mediterranean island and kind of all that happens with that. So teacher, Mediterranean island, you got my attention. So there's that. I also picked up, and this must have been in August. So once again, it's been since July. I haven't done this one in a really long time. I picked up The Wedding, and this is by Alison Espach, or Espach, names. I've heard so many good things about this one, and so this has been staring at me, sitting in my pile in this room, and I really, really, really want to pick it up soon. But I believe it's about someone who shows up to basically end her life, I think, at this hotel, and then it turns out there's like this huge wedding going on, and she's the only one that's like not part of the wedding party or like the wedding guest, and then makes a connection with the bride. So very intrigued, very interested, hopefully picking up soon. And then, oh, this one I picked up in September. This was Sleep Tight, and this is J.H. Markert. I have seen some really great reviews about this one. You know, I'm a sucker for thrillers and horrors, so there is that. And it says the sole survivor of a serial killer might hold the key to stopping a new spree of murders. So yeah, probably should have picked this up during spooky season, but I gotta start remembering what's on my actual shelves, or in this case on my floor. So, and then the final book of the month book that I picked up, and this I guess was back in July, so I can't remember if I hauled this one or not, but regardless, I want to say I picked it up late, so I probably didn't, and that is The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. Now this book is being talked about everywhere, so I am sure this is not the first time you've heard about this book. Once again, this is also a chunker, but I've heard mixed reviews on it. Like some people either really, really love it or really don't like it at all. So I'm curious to see, you know, where my thoughts are going to land on that. But it says, when a teenager vanishes from her Adirondack summer camp, 2 worlds collide. I'm a sucker for a summer camp story, you know, no matter what the premise is. So we have that one. All right. And then, oh, one more that I forgot that I won off of NetGalley. Like I said, I got really lucky in the last couple months, was Within Arm's Reach, and this is by Anne Napolitano. I think that might be the first time I've actually said her name like somewhat closely correct. Beautiful cover, caught my eye, and it says, no one in my mother's family ever talks about anything that can be categorized as unpleasant or as in having to do with emotion. So, and this is actually, I did not realize, but this is her debut. So I think they did like a paperback release, or I quite honestly, like I said, I enter so many, but this one actually caught my eye. So, and it's going to be 3 generations, and you're chronicling life's highs and lows with aching precision. So there's that. And then just 2 more that I was so lucky to grab at my most recent book club because a friend of mine, Holly, who's in my book club, brought these, and we tend to do that where we'll bring a bunch of books and we're, whoever wants to grab them. Like, that's what they're there for. And so I think Holly brought one of these, and then Lindsay from Lindsay's Little Library brought one of these. And so I said, yes, those are coming home with me. The first of which was The Likeness by Tana French. This sucker, this is like the perfect floppy paper bag, but it is heavy. And Lindsay had gotten this as an ARC, I believe, although it's really funny because there's also a clearance sticker from Goodwill. So somebody broke the rules somewhere, because by the way, you're not supposed to sell ARCs. But I believe this might be, so this is the sequel to In the Woods, which I have right over here on this shelf. So an opportunity to pick it up for free from a friend. Love that. So, and I think Audrey from Chapter and Converse talks very, very highly about Tana French's writing. So there's that. And last but certainly not least, this one I grabbed after Holly, like I said, brought it. And this is The Project by Courtney Summers. And I want to say, she said this one was kind of a wild ride. And when I went to look at the description, because you're passing these books around, you want to see what's going on. I want to say it almost sounded cult-like. So it says, the Unity Project stole my sister, murdered my son, and saved my life. Are you ready to belong? So I am a sucker for a good cult book, so I had to pick it up. And now there is another book that Holly recommended to me that it's currently on my Kindle, and I think I got it on Kindle Unlimited. I will try to remember to link it below, because that one I'm really excited to read too, because she had nothing but good things to say about it. So those are all of the books that I have picked up since July and the last time I did a book haul. What have you picked up recently? Anything that I should add to my hypothetical list? Because let's face it, I don't need to add anything else right now, but let me know in the comments below. As always, if you like this video, feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.